Hey, Pastor Dallas here. This is an impromptu Real Talk from the Heart. I was just inspired by a conversation that I had with a dear brother just a few minutes ago. And we were talking about the subject of being invested in the local church and, you know, what that looks like and the importance of it. And so through our conversation, as we were looking at, you know, being invested in the local church, we talked about how it's possible to be attending a church for a long time, right? It's possible for a person to be attending a church for months, maybe years, and yet still function like a visitor. You know, how does a visitor function? Well, a visitor will come, right, taking the worship, taking the message, enjoy the fellowship. But then that's the extent of the visitor's interaction, involvement, if you will. And the difference between a visitor and an investor is someone who is sacrificing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, an investor comes to a church. He's there, enjoying the worship, enjoying the word, enjoying the fellowship. But then the investor is someone who's involved. And listen, they will give of their time. They will give of their resources, right? In other words, they live sacrificially. They lay their lives down for the Lord, for his people. And that is the difference between a visitor and an investor. And so the thing that was kind of stirring in my heart was maybe just to hop on and do a really quick impromptu Real Talk from the Heart and maybe get you to really maybe examine, like, man, am I a visitor or am I an investor? The church that I attend, am I functioning like a visitor? I'm not giving of my time. I'm not giving of my resources, but I'm showing up. Worship, the word, right? Fellowship. I'm enjoying those things. I'm benefiting from those things. Or are you functioning as an investor, man? Someone who's all in, man. Someone who's sacrificing for the local church. And so again, man, this just kind of spawned something in my heart. And I would challenge you with this, beloved. I would challenge you with this. Please, if you attend the local church, do not function as a visitor. And if you've been going to a church for a significant amount of time, there's no reason for you to be functioning as a visitor. You should be invested by now. You need to go from being a visitor to being an investor in that local congregation, in that local body of Christ. It's not right. Listen, it's not right to just show up and partake and benefit without nothing to give in return. That's just not right, y'all. You wouldn't do that at a restaurant, right? You couldn't expect to go down to Yakima Steak Company, right, and enjoy the quality service and the quality meal without nothing to give back. That just would not be right. I am challenged by this today, and I hope you are, that listen, do not function as a visitor to the local church. Again, I'm talking to those of you who have been attending a church for a long time. It's time to be done with functioning as a visitor. It's time to function in the local church as an investor. Be invested. Be invested in the local church. Time, right? Resources, man, whatever God has blessed you with, it's time to move from being a visitor to being an investor. And I hope this challenges you. I don't know who you are. Maybe you're like, yep, that's what I've been doing. I've just been a visitor, and I've been visiting that church for a long time. And it's time for me to become an investor in that church. And again, please don't think that this is all about money, because it's not. There's so much more that a person can be given and invested in the local church beyond money, right? So don't limit it to that. Hey, listen, the Lord loves you, and I love you too. And I'm praying for you. Those of you that have been visiting the church for years, I'm praying that you'll become invested in that church that you've been attending for years. It's time, y'all. It's time. All right. God bless y'all. Talk to you again soon.